Hi, my name is Brian Delaney, and I'm currently a student at Grand Canyon University's School of Secondary Education. The purpose of this video is to discuss what I believe make up the qualities and dispositions of a good teacher, specifically what qualities and dispositions I possess that will continue to make me a good teacher. I will discuss what qualities and dispositions I need to work on to make me a better teacher, and finally I'll just discuss overall what qualities a professional educator should possess.
What dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher?
So I think some of the qualities and dispositions that I possess that will continue to make me a successful teacher actually carry over from my last job. For 6 years, I worked in the criminal justice system in New York City as a social worker. Now, as a social worker, it's important to be very empathetic and to believe in the inherent goodness in all the people that you work with. I think some of these qualities will actually benefit me as a teacher as well. To believe in the inherent goodness of all my students, right, and to believe that every student genuinely has a chance to learn, right, and to become better. It then becomes my job to create a professional and safe space for the students to continue to grow academically and overall make them feel comfortable and make them feel that they, on any given day, have the ability to get better, to get smarter, and to learn and understand the material better. I also think another important quality and disposition of a teacher is to be committed to the lifelong process of teaching and learning. As someone who is very committed to and enthusiastic about learning, I think that could transfer over to my students to make them excited about learning every day and to make them want to learn inherently, not just for a grade or to get a good SAT score, but for the love of learning, which they can not just carry with them into college, but that they can carry with them for the rest of their lives.
What dispositions do you need to work on before you enter the classroom as a first-year teacher?
One of the dispositions and qualities that I need to work on, and that's important for any teacher, whether they're a first-year teacher or a teacher of 20 years, is patience and learning to deal with the adversity within the classroom. Patience to realize that students might learn at different rates. Right? Some students might inherently be smarter than other students, or they just might grasp that certain material at any given time better than another student or group of students. Just being patient with the way students learn, and just being patient in general with other adversity in the classroom, such as in the new age technology in the classroom, cell phones, and just overall rowdiness in a classroom, just being more patient, right, and not reacting at times so abruptly and harshly. It's also important for an educator to reflect on their experience inside the classroom and using that experience to grow as a professional. I believe that I can do a better job moving forward as a teacher, reflecting on what went right during classroom lessons and what went wrong or what I can improve upon to help my students learn better.
What does a professional educator look like and how do they behave? What standards guides their thinking and actions?
So a professional educator is just that at all times, professional in the way they dress, in the way they appear, in the way they communicate with other colleagues, the way they communicate with other students. A professional educator leaves any kind of trouble that they have, whether it's trouble at home, trouble with a friend, any kind of financial troubles, any other kind of stressor that anyone has in their everyday life, just leaving that at the door, right, and focusing 100% of their attention on their students. It's also important for an educator to realize that they're going to have multiple roles in a student's life. They're not just their teacher. right? Most of the time, they might be their teacher, right? At certain times, though, they need to fill in and perhaps play another role in a student's life. For instance, if a child is sleeping in class, it might be that the child is just goofing off, right, and not really caring about what the lesson is. Or it could be that the child had a bad night. Maybe one of their parents came home drunk. Maybe they're experiencing abuse or neglect, right? Or they have to watch and babysit, 2 or 3 of their siblings till midnight. It's important for the teacher to recognize these differences, right? And step in and do something if it comes to that, and not just ignoring these signs.